Hello everyone, my name is Stacy Saldariaga and I have been a market partner with Monat for about 2 years now. And when I first got started, I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't imagine it would turn into a big business for me. I thought it was gonna be something that I just did a little bit on the side. And as time went on and as my business grew, I realized really quickly that I needed to get some systems in place that would make my life a lot easier. So over the last couple of years, I feel like I have kind of honed in on what works and what doesn't. And today's video is all about how to start your month off strong, right? In direct sales, we have like this really big push at the end of the month, and then the first of the month comes and we're all back at zero and we're like, okay, now what? We have to do it all over again. So there's a few things that are really important that I think that you should do and that I coach my team to do on the first of the month, or the first day or two of the month. So this video is really specific for Monat market partners, but it could be translated into any other direct selling business, especially those with some sort of auto ship or flex ship or subscription that your clients get direct shipments to them. So first, on the first of the month, usually our company rolls out big promotions. So they have this big announcement that we wake up to in the morning. We get an email from the president and it explains all the promotions for the month. And sometimes there's a lot of new things to keep track of. So the first thing that I do in the beginning of the month is that I plug in and I find out exactly what the promotions are, what new things have changed, what is no longer offered, and I will print out a little cheat sheet if we have one. A lot of times our company provides us with a PDF cheat sheet of all the different promotions. I will print that out and put it in a binder, and then I will quickly type up a text message or a Facebook post to my team on all the different promotions that we have. It's really important that we know what they are, because that is how we are going to build our business going forward in the month. The second thing that I do on the first day of the month is I run a flex ship report. This to me is just kind of like a way to get a feel for what my business looks like for the month. In order to do this with Monat, you would go into your back office and you'd go under reports, and then you would run a flex ship report. Now this flex ship report automatically populates everybody in your downline. So you need to learn how to go in and filter so that you can see just your customers. I do like to look at what is going on in my downline, because if you run just the report and then say you have, 5,000 columns and rows of customer orders, you can kind of gauge where your downline volume or your whole entire volume for your team and yourself will be by the end of the month. And it gives you kind of a very rough estimate of what you're looking at for the month. Obviously, customers push their shipments, and then you have new orders and new customers coming in. So it's just kind of like a rough estimate. Then you're going to go in and you're going to filter. So you go into advanced filter settings and you are going to set your filter. You're going to set the parameters for the month. So make sure that, say if the month is November, you set the dates from November 1st to November 30th. And then you're going to go over to where it says level and select level 1. This is really important, because if you don't select level 1, you're going to see everybody in your downline on all your different levels. When you select level 1, you're just seeing your first line, your market partners and your VIP customers that have a scheduled flex ship for those specific dates. If you wanted to get one step further, you can select just VIP customers so you don't see any of your market partners. I like to do that because it gets confusing and I really just want to know, what are my customers doing? So once I run my report and I get my list of all my customers that have flex ships scheduled for that month, that is where I refer back to the promotions and I see, okay, what promotions are we offering this month that's important, okay? If we have a new Only For You, which is our special product of the month that our VIP customers get with every shipment or every flex ship that they order, sometimes we have a brand new one, and that's a really exciting way to kind of entice your customers to get excited about their flex ship, Or if they were thinking about maybe pushing their flagship, they might reconsider it if they're excited about the Only For You gifts. So what I do is I will message my VIP customers with a flagship scheduled. I'll say, hey, I see that you have a flagship scheduled for this month. You are in luck because we have the most incredible Only For You product coming out. It's our new CC cream. And then I go into like a little specifics about the product, whatever that may be. If, for example, it's a month where they get to choose one, I will let them know that they get to choose, but I will also recommend specifically one that I think is going to be best for them and what they would like and maybe something they haven't tried. The next thing that you want to do is you want to let them know about any add-ons. So the last few months we've had these promotions where customers could add on a product to their flagship for a huge discount, like 50 to 70% off. So I would message my VIPs and I would say, hey, I see that you have a flagship coming up. I just wanted to let you know that I know you've been wanting to try the hairspray, so you can get it this month at 50% off, and so it's this much now. I let them know, I recommend something for them, I let them know what the discount is, and then I let them know what the final cost is going to be. And 9 times out of 10, my VIPs are like, yes, I've been wanting to try that. That sounds great. Let me try it for a discount. So this is a really great way to kind of just offer additional customer service to your VIPs, but also to kind of upsell them and get them to try some new things that they might fall in love with as well. After I go through my month of flagships, I will then run the following month. So if I'm in the month of November, I'll run December 1st through 15th, and I'll look at those people that have flagships. Then I'll reach out to those people and I'll let them know the same things, hoping that maybe they schedule their flagship for November, or I will offer to let them try the men's line if they've been using the women's line, or the women's line if they've been using the men's, or vice versa. I might recommend, the junior line, something different that they're not already using, and then remind them of all the different promotions that are going on. All right. The next thing that I do on the first of the month is I kind of go back and I look through all my Facebook groups and all the announcements and notifications that have come over the last day or two at the end of the month, because we have so many exciting things that happen at the end of the month. They can kind of get lost in the shuffle, and usually I'm working so hard until closeout that I don't get to keep track of all the different announcements. So we have a lot of rank announcements that happen. We have promotions, we have new people coming on. So I like to go back and just kind of make sure and congratulate people that have promoted. If I have anybody that's personally promoted on my team or my first line, I make sure that I do an announcement for them in our team pages. I send them a gift. I make sure that they feel really, really special. I call them. I cheer them on. So it's really good that if you're a market partner that's starting to build a team, as your team advances, you really want to recognize these promotions each month. And you can do that on your team group on Facebook. You can do that via text. You can do that on Zoom calls when you have them. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you really want to kind of celebrate those successes because they worked really, really hard for that, and remind them of the bonuses and things, the little extra things that they're going to get along with it. The next thing that I do is I write down my goals. So I feel like this is kind of a given in our business. You have these goals that you want to achieve each month or by the end of the year. And we kind of know them and they're in the back of our heads, but not everybody takes the time to actually write them down. And I will personally admit to you that when I first started this business, I wrote down every single month the PV, the personal volume that I wanted to achieve, the downline volume that I wanted to achieve, the group volume, how many new VIP customers I wanted, how many new market partners. I would even get as specific as the names of the people that I thought, okay, this month this person's going to become a VIP, or this month this person's going to become a market partner. And I wrote it down on a whiteboard in my office. Well, as time went on and as my team started to grow, I got a little bit less diligent about doing these specific tasks, and it's really interesting, but I truly 100% believe that if you put pen to paper, it really just makes it that much more probable that it will happen. So write down your goals. You must write down your goals. And this goes for all aspects of your life, not just, your business. Writing things down just kind of like sends that message out to the universe to make things happen. So write down your goals, write down what you want to achieve, write down the promotions that you want, your numbers that you want. And then I also want you to write down the amount of people and reach outs that you're going to do each day. Okay, this to me is important because it keeps us consistent. And if you are one of those people that works, a full-time job other than Monet, and you work 80 hours a week and you have 6 kids and you're super busy with sports and all kinds of things, I wouldn't suggest that you say you're going to reach out to 40 new people a day. Unless you work at a job where you're around 40 new people every single day, that's really probably not that feasible. And if you make a lofty goal like that and then you're unable to attain it, after a week into the month, you're gonna be like, oh well, I didn't make that goal, so I might as well just stop trying. So make sure you pick a number that is feasible for you. And this is new people, okay? This isn't following up and all the other, income producing activities that we should be doing with our business. This is just how many new people am I going to reach out to? And that may be face-to-face, that may be online, that may be via snail mail. However you're going to do it, just make sure you put a number and you try to really track that progress. Okay, so the next thing that I do each month, when I write down all my goals, I'll pull out my calendar and I will write down on my calendar with pencil, like I'll pencil it in, but I try to pencil in all my Meet Monates that I'm doing, all my socials, my team building events, my coffee chats, all of those things. You really want to get them on your calendar. And if you don't have a minimum of like 3 events that you're doing each month and you are trying to build a business, it's probably not likely going to happen. And these can be virtual events too. You just need to be getting in front of people and sharing your product and sharing your business. And if you're not doing that by way of event or face-to-face like coffee chat or something like that, vendor events, bridal shows, whatever it may be, then you're probably not going to be growing your business over time. So make sure you calendar those in and then talk with your team or talk with your running mates or whoever it is, your team, your partners, and see, who's willing to jump on board with you. And the more people that do it, the more fun it is. So make sure you kind of like get more people involved. All right. And then another thing that I do at the beginning of the month, and I think that this is something that a lot of people overlook, is I run a birthday report. So there is a report in our back office under reports. It's called Birthday Report, and it shows you the birthdays of everybody. Again, you'll want to go in and you want to filter it. So you go into advanced filter settings and you'll filter it to the month because you don't want to see, everybody's birthday for the whole year. You might, but I usually just check for the month that we're in. And I usually do this on the first of the month. And if I remember, I try to do it the last few days of the month before, for people that have like a birthday on the 1st or the 2nd. So I run this report and then I take a little sticky note. It's really like old school, but I take a little sticky note and I just write down my VIP customers or my retail customers that have birthdays that month. And then I'll write down the actual birthday. And I stick that sticky note up on my desk, like right next to my computer screen, so that I can remember as the month's going on to look back at it and see who has a birthday coming up in the next week. So what I do is I go to Trader Joe's or I go to Home Goods and I buy like stacks and stacks of really cute, like I get the cute ones with like stuff glued on them and, mermaids and sparkly things. And I'll buy a bunch of birthday cards and then I send a birthday card to my VIPs on their birthday every year. So what I will do is I'll grab one of those cards, I'll write out a quick note like, thank you so much for being one of my loyal customers and supporting my business. I hope you have an incredible birthday and a fantastic year to come. And then I will include a $5 gift card to like Starbucks or Pete's Coffee. You don't have to do that. A handwritten note goes a really long way, but I just find that it's just something like a little extra that I give my VIP customers and they always appreciate that touch. And then I also will include a sample of something. So if they haven't tried our leave-in conditioner, I'll put that in there, or our oil, or Rejuvibees, whatever sample I have that maybe I think that they would love and they haven't tried yet, I'll include that in there as well. And then I send those off. So you can either do it kind of where you write all your cards at once and you do it for, you know, the whole month and get them out. Or I kind of like to do mine little by little because I like to be really personal on the things that I write. And I feel like if I were trying to do 20 at once, it would be too hard. So I just do little by little. So that is something that I think is really important, and it goes a long way with VIP retention, customers that stay your customers throughout time. So that and the whole checking in with them that at the beginning of the month that they have a flagship coming and do they want to change it, and these are the promotions, and offering to help them along the way is really going to keep your VIPs, which are kind of the lifeline of your business, happy. And for those 25%, which I find in my business, I feel like about 25% of my VIP customers convert to market partners, you're also setting a really good example for them on what to do when they then become a market partner and how you should treat your VIP customers. So those are the main things that I do kind of like in the very beginning of the month to start my month off really strong. To recap, I go through the president's message and I make sure I know every single promotion that's going on. If I need to print it out, I do that. I contact all my VIPs that have flagships and let them know about different promotions and offer add-ons to, you know, just give them additional value, or let them know of products they can get on discount or the new Only For You gift. I run a birthday report and let my customers give them like a shout out on their birthday with a little card in the mail. And then I make sure to congratulate all my team members that have ranked up or promoted. I make sure and welcome all the new people that have been added to our team group pages, reach out to market partners via Facebook or text message, whatever their primary way of communicating is, and let them know about the different promotions and specials we have for the month. And write down my goals. I write down my goals every single month, and it's kind of just a great way to set it out to the universe on what you want to accomplish. So that's how I start my month off strong. There is one other little tip. I'm going to do a video on like the tools that I think you need, the best tools that you need to build your business, but I will just leave this one here because it's really short. I have a form that I actually got from somebody else, and I will post it down in the comments, but it is a form. It's a way to track your numbers. So it's just a printout, and it has 3 columns, okay? So like for the quarter of the year. So this month will be like October, November, and December. And it has 30 rows or 31 rows so that you can track your numbers every single day. So when I wake up in the morning, every single morning, the first thing I do when I go to my computer is I log into my back office and I look at my numbers and I write down my PV, my GV, and my DV. And this is really, really key because as time goes on, you will be able to look back and compare your month. Like say you're on the 7th day of the month, you can go back to last month and look at what your volume was for the 7th day of the month, and the month before and look at what it was. So you can keep yourself on track and keep yourself on track with your goals. If you're going for a market mentor, you want to make sure you're getting like $1,000 in downline volume every single day to hit your volume of 30,000 by the end of the month. So I will include that document and give credit to the wonderful person that shared it. It's really been good for me to be able to analyze my business and look back at where my volume has been over the last several months. So it's just like one little step to do in the morning, and it kind of makes you excited and it gives you motivation on those days where you're maybe falling behind to kind of step it up a notch. So that's one little tool that you want to put in your toolbox. So I hope this video was helpful. I know it can be overwhelming in the beginning of the month, especially if you're newer to the business, on like what to do and how to get started. So hopefully these few little items will help you really start your month off strong, and then you'll be able to finish strong. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.